Bread is one of the oldest and most fundamental foods in human history. But how did the first bread come to be, and which breads are celebrated today? Let's take a journey through the history of bread together. Welcome. In this video, we'll explore everything from the origins of bread to famous varieties, the healthiest options, and how you can bake your own bread at home. The origins of bread can be traced back to ancient civilizations. The earliest evidence of bread making dates back about 14,000 years during the Upper Paleolithic period. These first loaves were simple and unleavened, made by grinding wild grains and mixing them with water to form a dough, which was then baked over open fires or in primitive clay ovens. In the Fertile Crescent, where agriculture began to thrive, bread quickly became a dietary staple. With the domestication of grains like wheat and barley, civilizations like the ancient Egyptians and Sumerians started refining their bread-making techniques. Egyptians in particular are credited with the invention of leavened bread, using natural yeast to create the first risen loaves. Bread became central to daily life, symbolizing both sustenance and social status. Throughout history, bread has evolved into countless varieties, each shaped by the local ingredients and cultures of different regions. Here are some of the most famous breads that have left their mark on the culinary world. The long, thin, crispy baguette first appeared in France during the 19th century. Its golden crust and soft, airy inside make it perfect for sandwiches or enjoying with just a spread of butter. In fact, the French government has regulations in place to protect the traditional baguette-making process. Introduced in Italy in the 1980s as a response to the popularity of French baguettes, Ciabatta is made with olive oil and has a slightly chewy texture with large, open holes in the crumb. It's a favorite for panini sandwiches. Made from either corn or wheat, tortillas have been a staple of Mexican cuisine for centuries. These flatbreads date back to ancient Mesoamerican civilizations, with corn tortillas holding cultural significance since the time of the Aztecs. Baked in a traditional tandoor oven, naan is a soft, leavened flatbread, commonly served alongside curries and dips. Naan's slightly smoky flavor and soft texture make it an essential part of Indian meals, and it's often brushed with butter or garlic for extra flavor. Known for its pocket, which forms when the dough is baked at high temperatures, pita is a versatile bread used for stuffing with meats, vegetables, and spreads like hummus. In recent years, there has been a growing awareness of the health benefits associated with different types of bread. Not all breads are created equal, some provide greater nutritional value than others. Let's take a closer look at the healthiest bread varieties you can add to your diet: whole grain bread. Unlike refined white bread, whole grain bread retains the entire grain kernel, which includes the bran, germ, and endosperm. This makes it rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Whole grain bread helps regulate blood sugar levels, supports digestion, and can reduce the risk of heart disease. Rye bread. Made from rye flour, this dense bread is especially popular in northern and eastern Europe. Rye has a lower glycemic index than wheat, meaning it doesn't cause a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. It also contains more fiber, making it a great option for those looking to improve heart health and digestion. Sourdough bread. Sourdough is unique in that it's made through natural fermentation, using wild yeast and lactic acid bacteria. This long fermentation process breaks down some of the gluten and makes it easier to digest. Sourdough is also rich in probiotics, which promote a healthy gut. Gluten-free bread. For those with celiac disease or gluten sensitivity, gluten-free bread is a lifesaver. It's typically made from alternative flours like rice, almond, or buckwheat flour. While it may lack the texture of traditional bread, it provides a safe and healthy option for those who can't tolerate gluten. Baking your own bread at home can be a satisfying and therapeutic experience. Plus, it allows you to control the ingredients and avoid preservatives often found in store-bought bread. Let's walk through the key steps to making the perfect loaf. Ingredients. You only need 4 basic ingredients to make bread: flour, water, yeast, and salt. From these simple elements, countless variations of bread can be created. Kneading the dough activates the gluten, giving the bread its structure. For most bread recipes, you'll need to knead the dough for about 10 minutes until it becomes smooth and elastic. Proofing. Once kneaded, the dough needs time to rise, or proof. This allows the yeast to work its magic, creating air pockets in the dough. Most bread doughs require 1 to 2 hours to double in size. Shaping and baking. After the dough has risen, it's time to shape it into loaves or rolls. Preheat your oven to at least 180 degrees Celsius, 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake your bread until it's golden brown and sounds hollow when tapped on the bottom. The smell of fresh bread filling your home is truly one of life's simple pleasures. With just a bit of practice, you can enjoy homemade bread that's both delicious and nutritious. For those of you who want to try baking bread at home, here's an easy recipe you can follow with just a few ingredients. You don't need any special equipment, and the result will be a soft, delicious loaf of bread. Ingredients: 3 cups all-purpose flour, 1 1/4 cups warm water. Make sure it's not too hot. 1 teaspoon active dry yeast, 1 teaspoon sugar, 1 teaspoon salt, and 2 tablespoons olive oil, which is optional for extra softness. Instructions. First, mix the warm water, sugar, and yeast in a small bowl. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes until it becomes foamy. This means the yeast is activated. In a large bowl, combine the flour and salt. Slowly pour in the yeast mixture and stir with a spoon or your hands until the dough starts to come together. Once the dough forms, transfer it to a floured surface and knead for about 8 to 10 minutes until it becomes smooth and elastic. If it feels sticky, add a little more flour as you go. Place the dough in a greased bowl, cover it with a clean cloth, and let it rise in a warm place for about 1 to 2 hours, or until it doubles in size. Once the dough has risen, gently punch it down and shape it into a loaf. Place it in a greased loaf pan or on a baking tray. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and bake the bread for about 25 to 30 minutes or until it's golden brown and sounds hollow when tapped. Let the bread cool for at least 15 minutes before slicing. Now you have a freshly baked loaf to enjoy with butter, jam, or your favorite spread. Homemade bread is easier than you think. Try this recipe and experience the joy of baking your own fresh loaf at home. Bread has always been more than just food. It's a symbol of culture, community, and creativity. From ancient civilizations to modern-day kitchens, bread continues to bring people together. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more food history and recipes. See you in the next video.